an experienced recruiter, I'm quite happy to sit in front of someone and talk through what I know about recruitment. I'm happy to sell to someone about recruitment. And I'm also very used to standing up and presenting. But when it comes to networking, it's a different thing. So I have to work really, really hard at it. So I thought, having over the past few weeks been in an environment where I've done more networking than I normally would do, it would be a great opportunity to share some hints and tips about just sort of building that little bit of confidence when you find yourself potentially, in a virtual networking group or in an in-person event. So I'm going to start off with saying that it can be a little bit nerve-wracking, particularly if it's an in-person event and you've got to arrive somewhere and you're on your own, etc. But I would recommend that, before you go to a networking event, that you really check out who the other members of the group are. And if you've got a LinkedIn profile, I hope you have, because we talked about it last week. But if you've got a LinkedIn profile, that you start to reach out to some of those potential connections that are going to be at that networking event. So the thing that I would say is, firstly, always begin with a little bit of a goal. What would you like to get out of it? And even if it's the first time ever and you're on a virtual event and all you want to do is sit in the background, you want to observe, then maybe that's your goal for the first time. But as you've passed that first meeting, try and get yourself a goal. What would you like to get out of it? What's the purpose of you attending that network group? Is there something particular that you would like to leave that networking session with? Are you looking for work or career advice? Have a goal, understand why it is that you're there and what you would like to achieve whilst you're there. I already touched on the fact that if it's a networking group, that you can check out who the rest of the group members are and reach out to those people. So I would always try and recommend that you kind of make friends first. So, reach out to people on LinkedIn, drop them a message to say, hey, I'm attending this event. I see you're a member of the group. I don't suppose you're going to be there. And if they say, yeah, you've got a picture of their face. So when you arrive at that event, you can make your way over. Look, we LinkedIn. This is me. Hey, how are you? So you've kind of got a friend in that environment as well, which is really great. Be prepared. So set yourself a little mission. If it's online, really basic stuff. Make sure that your connection's good. Make sure you've got the right time. Make sure that you join well in advance. If it's in person and you need to be somewhere, again, you don't want to be the last person in the room, clattering the door when the speakers have already started. So make sure that you get there on time and early. And then share your experiences. So, when you connect with any other group members, ask them if they would be okay if you shared any experience or learning that you've got from them as an individual. We do it all the time. If we've been to an event and they're all great, particularly if they're Salesforce events, we will always link within our post the fact that we've been and who we actually saw whilst we were there, or some key people that we saw. So create a social media post around that networking event, how it was, what you liked, and share those experiences. And I guess the biggest tip that I would give is put the effort in. Yeah. So if you're going to be the shrinking violet sat in the corner, you're probably not going to really enjoy it. So you've got to build up that confidence to try and put yourself forward. So go back to a couple of points, that I raised just literally seconds ago around making those connections before you go. If you've got those connections, it's so much easier to start to mingle and to start to talk to someone. They'll make an introduction to someone else, and then someone else, and then eventually, you're really into the swing of things. So put the effort in whilst you're there as part of that group, but put the effort in after. So remember the first time that you attended that networking event, if you were a little nervous and you were a bit apprehensive, if you've now got people reaching out to you that are joining that event for the first time, that want to be your friends so that they know somebody when they arrive, accept their connection. And I guess most of all, have a really good time. They're fun. If you haven't already joined a Salesforce user group, you can simply just Google them, join, you can put Salesforce user group London or in your area and see what the closest event might be. So they're my tips for today.